Well, if you read the title of the video, spoiler alert, yeah, it's worth reading. Anyway, my name is Jose from Very Geek, and today we're going to be reviewing the first chapter of Masashi Kishimoto's Samurai 8. Now, this is the first new work from Kishimoto since the end of Naruto. Remember, he is not doing Boruto, that is someone else, I believe, I forget who it is. But he's not handling Boruto. It's kind of like how Dragon Ball Super manga isn't made by Toriyama, but it's pretty much like, I guess, supervised or something like that. I don't know the specifics. But this is Kishimoto's next piece after Naruto, Samurai 8. Now, this is going to be like my first, because I just finished reading it, this is going to be like my first kind of reaction review. It's on, you have the Shonen Jump app, or just any manga website in general. It is 73 pages, because it's the first, like, introduction page, chapter. Overall, it's a really interesting premise and a really interesting story. And what I mean by reaction slash review is that this is my reaction of, just after reading it. And everything that happened in it. There's so many things that happen. Let's start off with first off, the scale. The scale of the story is already massive than, like, initially thought. Like, when you look at Naruto, when you start, like, obviously we're going to compare the two a little bit. When you start off Naruto, the scale of Naruto in the beginning was kind of like small, relatively small, like people attack the village or Naruto goes out to missions, and it wasn't like that big until really the Fourth Great Ninja War and like the whole, the world got encompassed in war. But all the Bijus and all the everything that started to happen after the time skip and everything. But this one starts right off the bat about saving the galaxy and like getting keys, and the idea of a bushi and a samurai, and a bushi is like a I don't know, like there's like a lower tier before samurai, and samurais are basically they're kind of chosen. It's weird. Like, so far from what we know, it's like you're basically chosen by this ball, or like just chosen in general to become a samurai, and you become a cyborg samurai. So you're not just flesh and blood. If you get your arm chopped off, like that happened to Hachimaru, he got his arm chopped off and it just regrew like the next like page or so. So limbs and stuff don't really matter. Obviously, when you get hit in the heart and everything else, that's different. But like limbs don't really matter in the story, so that's pretty cool so far. The way, and also we're going to talk about the anatomy of a samurai. They're cyborgs, but they have like layers to them, and it's so visually interesting. It's like Ghost in the Shell meets like Samurai Champloo or something meets Naruto. Like it's a cool combination, because it's one guy who I don't know if they even said his name, but he literally looks like Tobirama. He like detached his head, and like you can see like the inside parts of himself, and you see the spine, which is basically a key. That's the anatomy of them. They're a key that's inside the body of the samurai, and then the rest is the robotics and all that. And the key is like, I guess, like the source and whatever. But yeah, it's a very interesting premise so far. You have characters like Daruma, who's basically the hero, like legend, quote unquote, from the story or the video game that Hachimaru was playing, which I thought was really cool. And they explained that Daruma basically sent out into the world to, like, it's kind of like Shazam. He's kind of sent that out into the world to, like, meet people that may have the samurai spirit. Oh, and the way swords are done. I'm sorry if I'm going all over the place. Like I said, this is like a reaction review. The swords and stuff are done so interesting, and there's like, sure, Hachimaru has his traditional sword, which is like a model slash whatever that can't cut, quote unquote, if you see with your eyes or whatever, like that whole spiritual thing. But the sword, some swords are when you use like the soul of someone, which is it's like obviously in the chest, but it's like the soul of a samurai or something like that the antagonist for this chapter was. He took Hachimaru's soul out, and he pretty much like used it, and like the way the swords work is like, this is like the hilt pretty much, and then there's like a space, then there's like a ball, and then the sword comes out, and it's really cool. And the one that the antagonist used was a crimson blade or red blade. So that's really cool. I'm like, because this is gonna get animated for sure. Whenever this is nearly done or halfway done, they're gonna start animating it 100%. So I'm excited for that. But like all like the character designs is very Kishimoto. Like I said, like the antagonist does look a lot like Tobirama Senju. He even has like the white hair, like the black around the face, like the clothing and everything, like, and like the white hair and everything. He looks a lot like Tobirama. But no, like this is very interesting thing too with Hachimaru too, that in the game he's all this confident, powerful samurai, and then when he gets out of the game, you find out that he's basically attached to tubes like Madara was originally, like when he was before he died and everything. He was attached to the Senju tree. Well, Hachimoto's attached because he's basically born weak, and he has just like a whole bunch of tubes in him, to, like basically keeping him on life support, and he pretty much is run of the mill, like not run of the mill, but he's basically just a kid that like really hates being in that situation, which any kid would. And his father, they have like a lot of back and forth, and that he hates his father, this and that, which is obviously not true. Like that's the whole message by the end of the chapter is like, is because he just sucks being in that situation of not being able to leave while his father's trying to get things to make him like portable, pretty much. But yeah, the great dynamic between him and his father, and then by the end of the chapter, him and his father reconcile. Like, of course I love you, because there was an epic moment, which this what showed me like a lot of heart from this character and courage, which was like another thing of the main points. Hachimoto was literally given an option of, do I kill the guy, which the antagonist has some cool like aspects. Basically, every time someone like he was fighting someone or like wanted to give mercy or whatever, he'd always go to the ball thing, and then like he would take out like a knife and he would tell him, commit seppuku for me, or like as mercy or whatever. So I thought that was really interesting, like a little nice little thing just for like a beginning villain. Like I thought that was really cool. Basically he gives it to Hachimaru and he's like, all right, to save your dad, commit seppuku and I'll take your core or whatever and get the crimson sword of this, I forget the name, this legendary guy. So he does it, and he straight up does it. Obviously he's the main character and it's shown him he didn't die, and he got he had a badass moment of now he's awoken to be a samurai. So I think that's really cool. Overall, like all these thoughts are just swirling in my head of how interesting the world is. Oh, and the last very big interesting thing is that they have familiars, or like companions they call it. And when you have a companion, it seems like they have flesh and like this, they have this liquidy kind of appearance, like solid, or solid kind of appearance. But when you're a samurai with your companion, you can pretty much like use your companions, like take out the like aura or whatever, and then you would put it on yourself and you would like create like an armor. And then I was like, whoa, that's really cool. So that was such an interesting thing. It's like, and you don't kill them, they become like a skeleton. I don't know if they're able to move, but when you're done, you pretty much like give it back to them. And I think that's really cool, like to have like a companion that basically does give you like armor, and like you don't have to carry around this big heavy thing. And like it's pretty much like, it reminds me of like Tony Stark armor, like Iron Man armor, like nanomachines. But it's really interesting, really cool. You have cyborg samurais, you have Daruma, who's a blind cat samurai master. Some really cool action scenes, a lot of samurai love, some Naruto like references, obviously because it is his own thing. Interesting characters, interesting story. Everything about this I really liked. The character designs were cool. I like that they didn't waste long either to make the character like become his own. They didn't like go, oh, I'm just gonna whine for a long time and then just pretty much be done with it. So very interesting things from Kishimoto's new work. If you haven't checked it out, I don't know, go on any manga website. If you have the Shonen Jump app, like I said it earlier, look it up. Make sure you guys read it. It's a very interesting read and very good. So I'm excited for the next week. And let me know if you guys want to hear my thoughts on this series continuing on. I took a break yesterday because I was Mother's Day stuff, whatever. Even though today's Mother's Day Sunday, but I was doing stuff yesterday. So you'll see the Kimetsu no Yaiba and maybe One Piece, because One Piece was very, I don't know, it was like another half filler kind of thing, but we'll see if I just review it or not. But yeah, you'll see Kimetsu no Yaiba tomorrow, but today you'll see this reaction / review of Masashi Kishimoto's Samurai 8. So hope you guys enjoyed, and if you want to see more, make sure you guys drop some support by leaving a like, subscribing if you haven't, hitting that notification bell, commenting what you thought of Samurai 8, and if you want to see me continue talking about it, because I really like it. So, yeah, with all that being said, make sure you follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, and my Snapchat. I hope you all have a great day. Bye, guys.